afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome back to the West Chamber for tonight's game between the visiting Central Washington University Wildcats and your Simon Fraser University Grizzlies. Fans at this time, we would ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your caps for the playing of the American National Anthem. Would you please welcome to center court actor and singer Rowan O'Callaghan from Terry Fox Secondary School for the singing of the Canadian National Anthem. Beginning with the Central Washington University Wildcats. At guard, senior number 0, Isaiah Banks. At guard, senior number 2, Brock Gilbert. At guard, junior number 11, Cameron McNeil. At forward, junior number 24, Sabah Hector. And at forward, senior number 25, Matt Kopeck. And coach for the team is Brandon Ricca, and assistant coaches Drew Church, Delta Williams, Blake Coloringa, and Messiah Perry. And now, tonight's starting lineup for you, Simon Fraser University Grizzlies. At guard, standing by the line, freshman from Burnaby. Six freshman from Niagara Falls, Ontario. Number 5, Emmanuel O'Reilly. At forward, standing 6'5", a senior from Toronto, Ontario. Number forward, standing 6'11", a sophomore from Ottawa, Ontario. Number 21, Sam Stone. Head coach for the Red Leafs is Steve Hansen. Assistant coaches Adina Zapisa, Ziad Goodell, Josiah Kapiria, and Ivan Yako. And without any further announcements, it's time to get down to business. From the Simon Fraser University West Gym, the Central Washington University Wildcats, your Simon Fraser University Red Leafs. Basketball fans, the game beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Isaiah Banks.
And welcome everyone to the West Gym for GNAC men's basketball between Central Washington and SFU. We understand there were some audio technical difficulties on our end, so we apologize for that. We hope you certainly enjoyed the visuals, and we are now live, hopefully, with you here. My name's Wilson Wong here with Jacob Lazar, and early in this game, it is 4-2 for Central Washington, the Wildcats out of Ellensburg, Washington. They are coming into this game 2 games ahead of SFU in the conference standings at 3-5, and SFU coming in at 1-7. For the Red Leafs, turnover, looks like that's pass from Stone just out of Penny's reach, and the Wildcats will take over on offense. They're leading 4-2 early here against SFU. Kick out, sideline 3. Oladele had a hand in the face of Cameron McNeil, but still McNeil makes that triple to put his team up 7-2 early here against the home side SFU. Penny getting a screen, crossed to Demakelangan, drives in, then to Oladele on the sideline. He responds with a triple, and it's 7-5. Central Washington still in the lead. The Wildcats quickly down the floor. Lay-in goes for the Wildcats. Hector, the 6'6 junior out of Sacramento State, transfer, D1 transfer. Zach Stone short, tries to get his own rebound, and that is going to be a turnover, and we are headed into our first media timeout. So we're going to take a short break here with Central Washington ahead 9-5 over SFU.
Okay, fans, it's time. Let's join in our in-game host. What do we got?
Hey everyone, I'm Gianna, and I'm here with the dance team. Come on out, ladies. We have some lovely t-shirts we got to wear. So if you're ready to get
(9-5) the score at the first media timeout here in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. The Central Washington Wildcats lead this GNAC men's basketball game. 15:54 to go in the first half. The home team, the Simon Fraser Red Leafs, trailing, and the ball will come back into play in the hands of the Wildcats as they lead early here. Wilson Wong here with Jacob Lazar, bringing you the commentary for this game. We thank you for tuning in and watching us here on this Saturday. The officials for this game, Ben Wolf, Court Potter, and Brian Hutchinson, running things here on the official side. As we get back underway, the Wildcats in black with dark red numbers. Makes it a little bit hard to read here for me. Ball loose at center, back across the timeline, and it is an over and back. And the officials confirm that the ball was not touched by SFU as it bounced back over the center line, and it will be an SFU created turnover.
And Wilson, I think that's something that we want to see SFU take advantage of here today. It felt like on Thursday there was just not enough being done off of turnovers. And when you lose a close game by 2 points, 1 or 2 more possessions where you capitalize off of the other team's mistake can make the difference.
Demakelangan, well, they get 2 points off the turnover there and gets his team to within to 9-7. SFU still trails. The Wildcats back the other way. It's Banks down to the right side. McNeil, long range 2. Makes it 11-7. Just about 5 minutes gone in this first half, with Central Washington ahead 11-7. Open three on the way, no good from right, and the rebound taken by Central Washington. Gilbert down low, and it's going to be Oladele blocking that attempt there from Paquette. Oladele, lob pass inside. It's Georges Lefebvre into the game. Tough layup inside. He makes it, and it's 11-9. SFU down by 2.
Great work by Oladele, getting the block at the one end, and then taking advantage of some good transition offense to feed Georges Lefebvre down low.
Central Washington responds there with a bucket, and it's 13-9. The Wildcats ahead. And it looks like the Red Leafs will slow the pace down a little bit as they get set up in the half court. Lefebvre provides the screen for Penny. Looks to drive inside, and he gets the bounce to go off the back rim. So Penny finding room inside and scores on the penetration. Gilbert. Baseline pass, the lay-in goes for Central Washington. Looks like that was Banks for the last two. We were just blocked there by the officials. We have a lot of traffic in front of us here.
Yes, there always is.
Lefebvre open for three and just off the mark.
I mean, it was a good look by Georges Lefebvre, and he's still young as a sophomore. When he starts knocking those threes down, it's just going to make his game so much more lethal with how he can score at all three levels. And
he faked the pass to send his defender the other way, so got the open shot. Gilbert in front of the SFU bench, being guarded by Penny, back towards center. 6 to shoot, now being checked by Wright. Gilbert trips on his way to the floor, and the ball out of bounds. Turnover again for Central Washington.
That was a good reach by Lefebvre. He might have got his hand on the ball, but at the very least it was enough to throw off that drive to the basket and force a turnover.
Well, SFU coming into this game, balanced scoring all around. 5 guys with at least 8.8 points a game, so a lot of different guys contributing. I think the coaches are hoping that there'll be kind of more performances where they all kind of
get going at the same time.
Game. Yeah. DeMacalangan had a 26-point game earlier this year. Wright, foul line pass to his right. Penny steps back out, 9 to shoot. Penny goes inside again, blocked from behind by Paquette, and it'll lead to a transition here for Central Washington. Wright gets the block back for SFU, and loose ball to DeMacalangan. Pull up three, good. SFU within 1.
Some great blocks at both ends of the floor, and then a transition three by DeMacalangan. Things are opening up here, and now it looks like Central Washington's going to try and slow this down with Brock Gilbert.
Gilbert looking to go right. SFU closing off the gap so far. Gilbert, bounce pass into the corner. Cross-court pass intercepted by Wright. It's a 2-on-2, right to the hoop. Lays it in on the fast break, gives SFU the lead for the first time.
Yeah, the Red Leafs really look like they want to move off transition, go up the floor quickly, and score their points without using too much of the shot clock. I think that was a problem for them on Thursday, especially late in the first half. They were using a lot of the shot clock and not getting a good look. So be quick and take advantage of your opportunities right when you get them.
Sideline 3 on the way, and sideline 3 on the mark for Central Washington.
Noah Pepper with a good shot from the wing there.
So Pepper shooting about 31% from 3. Gets his team back out in front to DeMacalangan. Stepping back, jumper short on the air ball, and the rebound taken by the Wildcats. Gilbert finds room inside, lays it in high off the glass, and it's a 4-point lead for Central. It's 20-16 in favor of the Wildcats. So also out there for Central wearing number 44 is Mitch Brizzi. So more big guys on the floor for the Wildcats, but Penny still able to convert from the right elbow. Quick outlet pass. Breezy being checked by Lefebvre. Ball worked out to Gilbert. Long three, and he was actually long on that one as well. Right. As the pass swiped away, and nice interception by Central, and then a foul just near center. Demakelangan called for the infraction.
Again, we were seeing this game open up a lot right now in transition, and as I mentioned, SFU wants to take advantage of those opportunities, but you got to be careful. And turning the ball over on transition, it's going to lead to points against. It's going to lead to fouls. Work quick, but protect the ball. That's going to be important if they want to keep this pace up.
And we're going to take our second media timeout about midway through this first half. 20 for Central Washington, 18 for SFU. We're going to take a short break and be back with the second half of this opening 20 minutes of play.
One more time for your SFU dance team.
9:54 gone in the first half of this Great Northwest Athletic Conference game between Central Washington and Simon Fraser's men's basketball teams. Wilson Wong here with Jacob Lazar providing the commentary for tonight's game here at the West Gym. And we have some stats from that timeout.
Yeah, Central Washington's been very efficient so far. 9 for 13 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. And, SFU shooting 8 for 17. You're gonna have to keep up with this Central Washington efficiency. This is something that we've seen a lot for SFU at times. Is when they start falling behind, it's tough for them to claw back in and hit some big shots. I mean, is Central Washington going to keep up a 69% from the field for the whole game? Probably not. But if you're SFU, you want to try and keep the deficit tight, and then take advantage of your runs on offense to regain the lead.
Wildcats shooting 48.6% coming into this game. So just about 50% from the field. Demakelangan, tough layup attempt, no good. Offensive board, nope. Tipped it in the air and taken by Central Washington. Quick pass to the wing and three-point shot, no good. And we're going to wait to see who the last person touched the ball was, or which team touched the ball last.
Thinking it was out off of SFU. It looked like it was an air ball from Jeanette, but the scramble there did not go the Red Leafs' way.
Brizzy, Jeanette on the floor for Central Washington. Gilbert will inbound. Also there, Noah Pepper. And we're just going to see what the discussion
couple officials,
might be about.
Discussing there. Looks like we're good to go, Wilson.
Landis Spivey also on the floor wearing number 5. Quick pass inside and converted by Central Washington. That's Pepper.
It was a great little inbound play. Get it to Pepper under the basket, hook it back in.
So still a 2-possession game. 9 minutes to go in this first half. Jamal Wright for SFU looking to hand off to Demakelangan around the corner, around the perimeter. Demakelangan foul line pass to Wright. A couple of dribbles. Back up top, Zaborniak for 3. Shot clock was running down, and the rebound taken by Central Washington. Quick outlet pass, and the lay-in goes for Brizzy. 24 to 18. Central Washington, and more subs coming in for SFU.
Yeah, it looks like David Penny and Emmanuel Oladele will be the next ones to check in.
Demakelangan, Zaborniak, Wright, Back to Zaborniak. Looks to drive inside. Blocked by Brizzy. And Spivey across to Gilbert. Gilbert back into the corner. Pepper. Oh, pass intercepted by DeMacalangan. Great play, great anticipation by Elliott. Now quick outlet. It's going to be Zaborniak. DeMacalangan, long three on the way and just short. And it's Pepper coming down with a rebound, and then Gilbert will take over in running this half-court set for Central Washington. The Wildcats lead 24-18 over SFU. Jeanette, Spivey, jumper from the short corner is good. And Central Washington now opening up an 8-point lead, 26-18. SFU looking to change the pace of the game here, and looks like they cannot wait any longer. SFU calls a timeout here. Looks like it'll be on the floor, 30-second timeout.
Yeah, you could tell the SFU staff wanted to get some changes, and they had a few guys waiting in front of the scorer's table right in front of us, Wilson, that they wanted to get into the game as soon as possible. So take that timeout, settle things down. Still plenty of time left in the first half, and break up the pace of this game to give your guys a chance to close this gap before the end of the first period.
And not kind of let things get too far out of hand.
Exactly. And, Central Washington was hitting some big shots. That last time up the floor, Spivey had a great shot with a hand in his face. Jamal Wright played great defense on him, but when Central Washington's shooters are on, which they are, it's going to be tough for SFU to change the speed of the game.
And for SFU, 6 points for David Penny as the leading scorer, and 6 points as well for Central Washington. Isaiah Banks with that one. As we are 7 minutes and 11 seconds away from the end of the first half. Some other kind of stats for you. 16 points in the paint for Central, 10 for SFU. And turnovers are 7-4 for Central Washington. I didn't realize they had changed it into a longer timeout. I thought that was a 30. So
we got a little extra time to chat.
Yeah. And then I took Central's box score. But we're all good here as we are back underway with SFU and Central Washington. The Red Leafs with the ball. Red Leafs are in white with red lettering and trim. Central in black and maroon. Penny finding Wright for SFU. Wright off the glass, no good. Lefebvre, offensive rebound and put back for two. And SFU, much needed break in this Central run.
Taking advantage of those offensive rebounds is going to be huge for SFU to climb back in. When the other team's shooting so well, when you need to take advantage of your misses, which is sometimes difficult to do.
Oladele comes up at the end of that air ball, so we'll take over as the Red Leafs get a stop. Penny finds Lefebvre in the middle of the court. Hands it back off to Penny. 8 to shoot. Penny leans in and gets that shot to go. And another timeout on the way for, looks like it's a 30 for Central Washington. That'll give us some time to go over the SFU women's basketball game today at Seattle Pacific. The Red Leafs women's team lost 64-53 today, and the Red Leafs getting outscored 17-8 in the first quarter, came back with a 17-10 win in the second. The Falcons outscored them 18-9 before both teams scored 19 points in the fourth quarter. SFU dropping to 6-7 on the year, 4-5 in conference play. SPU at 11-6 and 6-3 in GNAC play. Ashley Alter with 15 points, 12 rebounds for Seattle Pacific. 18 points for Anna Eddy, and Jessica Wazotsky with her usual 20 points as she leads SFU.
It's to be expected from the Wizard, as they call her.
Gemma Cutler, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks, 6 points, and Sophia Wazotsky, 13 points. As we get back with play here, Gilbert with Central Washington.
Some great defensive pressure from SFU there.
And that's something Steve Hampton talked about working in the practice earlier this week. So just changing things a little bit, providing some adjustments.
And it's something that they did a lot on Thursday as well at times when they really needed to try and force their opponent into some pressure. And, you know, out of all of this, the Wildcats end up with an and one opportunity for their big man, Matt Paquette.
So I think a little bit of frustration on the SFU side because I think they felt like they did a pretty good job on that defensive possession, but they do not get rewarded. Paquette, a 6'6" senior out of Morton, Washington, makes it 29-22, so the Wildcats extending the lead here a little bit. Joven Rye called for the travel on the end line. So SFU with about 5.5 minutes to go, down 29-22. Central Washington will look to add to its lead here. Gilbert for the Wildcats, handling the ball, gets a screen. And gets the ball back from Banks. Gilbert finding room inside. The shot no good on a partial block, I think, by Lefebvre.
Oladele was in there as well. They might have each gotten a hand on that one.
Don't know if we can give half blocks on that one, but Wright trying to take advantage with the three no good, and Gilbert coming down with the board. McNeil, the leading scorer for the Wildcats, inside pass. Intended for Hector, but it goes out of bounds. McNeil averaging 14.6 points per game coming into this one. Paquette, 12.6 as a second leading scorer. He is also the leading rebounder, averaging 7 per outing. Penny to the foul line. Penny then moves in and goes high off the glass. David Penny scoring well here early.
That's vintage David Penny, you know, making a guy miss outside, you know, using his swiftness and elusiveness to get in close to the basket and then finishing high off the glass.
Oh, pass off of a Central Washington player and turned over to SFU. Right, pass into the corner. Rye finds Penny, short on the three. Rebound tipped by Rye, no good, too strong. Great play by Joven Rye. Unlucky for him, and the rebound taken by Central Washington and McNeil. Now quickly the other way, shot no good for Banks.
There was SFU quick in transition again, just couldn't quite get that bounce pass through to Jamal Wright.
So another turnover, and it's been a little bit hectic for these two teams. Oh, Central Washington nearly turning the ball over there. McNeil. Simon Hector over to Gilbert. Hector with 5 to shoot. And defers to Gilbert. Leans in and draws the foul on Jamal Wright.
Only 1 second left on the shot clock, too. That was a great move. I didn't even see, was that Brock Gilbert? It was Brock Gilbert. You know, knowing and having the awareness late in the shot clock to force that contact from Jamal Wright and earn 3 shots from the free throw line.
Gilbert, a senior from Syracuse, Utah. Transfer from Utah Tech, formerly Dixie State College. That was an experienced play, is not fazed by the shot clock running down and using experience to draw 3 shots at the foul line out of that play. So coming out of that timeout, we'll see if he can take advantage of that. Once again, you're watching Red Leafs TV and our live coverage of Simon Fraser men's basketball here from the West Gym. SFU trailing 29-24 with 3:24 left to go in the first half. My name is Wilson Wong, here with analyst Jacob Lazar. of course, we are getting ready with a nice crowd today and then anticipating next week where we have 2 more men's basketball games here at the West Gym.
And Thursday will be a big one. It's Filipino Heritage Night. For those of you who don't know, maybe tuning in from out of town, a large Filipino population, especially in Burnaby, BC, where SFU is located, and a lot of them love basketball. It's a huge part of the Filipino culture, and specifically the Filipino-Canadian culture here in and around Burnaby. So the community is going to show up. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're expecting a very big crowd in the West Gym for that one, and I'm curious to see how the Red Leafs will perform with hopefully the biggest crowd of the year behind them.
Yeah, and 3 guys on the team with Filipino heritage, David Penny, Elliot Demacalangan, and Hunter Cruz Dumont.
And Cruz Dumont is out with an injury. He's missed the last few weeks. So I know he was, he's been moving around a little bit more, taking part in some pregame shoot-arounds. So hopefully he'll be good to go for next week. That'd be a lot of fun if all 3 of them could be in the lineup.
Well, Gilbert goes only 1 of 3 at the foul line. He's a 64% free throw shooter. So he goes 1 of 3. SFU turns the ball over. Lefebvre gets the ball knocked away and right to the hoop, and that layup is too strong for Central Washington. McNeil can't convert, and SFU called for the double dribble. Looks like Penny hesitated there at center. And so once again, I would say possessions that probably wouldn't make the coaches happy there.
No, especially after you forced some misses now from Central Washington. They were shooting so well early in this game, and the last maybe 4 or 5 minutes or so, SFU has been able to get some misses. Obviously we saw them go 1 for 3 from the line, did the Wildcats. And then as soon as you start getting these misses, you gotta really get your offense going, and turning the ball over isn't the way to do that.
Still a 6-point game, now 8 points. The difference here, Central Washington in the lead on that little floater from Banks in the short corner. Penny. Jamal Wright, wearing number 15. Demacalangan looked at a shot, finds Wright instead, will penetrate, goes inside off the glass, can't finish. And now Gilbert, it's a 2-on-3, so he'll curl back to the wing. Now to the foul line, kind of covering all of the half court here. He's just in front of us here at the scorer's table.
He moves around a lot with the ball. He's very comfortable, clearly, with the way he handles it. We've seen it a few times already here tonight.
Pass down to the baseline. 6 to shoot. Couple of spin moves. The shot short there from Hector, but the follow through for Central, it's going to be Jeanette getting that layup, and it's a 10-point game now for Central Washington.
And SFU trying to slow things down now, not playing with the pace they were earlier in the first half.
Penny. Trying to find room on the baseline. That's Rye open for 3, and it's straight through. And a timeout. 30-second timeout, looks like called by Steve Hansen, the head coach of SFU.
That was a big shot by Jovan Rye. Obviously down 10, cutting down now with 1:18 left. Jovan Rye is always going to play with a lot of energy. We see it all the time, so it's nice to see him get rewarded by hitting a nice, that was a long 3 too, and it was a good feed from underneath the basket by David Penny.
Yeah, earlier in the first half there, Rye getting his hands on an offensive board, but just couldn't finish. So we saw that there on that time he was able to get rewarded, as you said, for some good play. 34-27, SFU down by 7 points. Coming into this game, SFU with a record of 1-7 in GNAC action.
And I just want to point out, it looks like Victor Radicai has checked in for SFU. I don't think he played on Thursday, and he hasn't been in the lineup yet tonight.
And
some more energy. Jovan Rye.
Rye in the middle of the paint, in the land of the tall, big guys. He scores to make it a 34-29 game. Central Washington still ahead. And now with the ball, lob pass into the blocks. It's Paquette out top. 3-point shot from Hector, just bouncing off the back rim and then the front. Demakilangan finds Radachai, spins to his left. Radachai, little soft hook shot, and he gets on the scoreboard very quickly. And very quickly, it's a 3-point game again. SFU fighting back.
Yeah, Jovan Rai scoring 5 points very quickly on his own, and then a good defensive stand, and then get it to the fresh legs and Victor Radachai for a nice little hook into the basket.
Paquette for Central Washington on the side as Gilbert finds Hector inside. Radachai with a big block. Demakilangan. Rai looked at a 3. Foul line, back out to Demakilangan, 7 in the half. Demakilangan for 3, no good. Rebound taken by Central Washington. The last rebound there taken by Jeanette, and we will go into the break with SFU down 34-31. The lead was as big as 10 for the Wildcats, but the Red Leafs doing well to fight back late in that first half, so they will be locked into a one-possession game as we start the second half here at the West Gym. Once again, the score 34-31 for Central Washington. We'll be back in about 12 minutes with some halftime stats and a look at the second 20 minutes of play here. Once again, the Wildcats ahead by 3 points, 34-31.
Dear college sports,
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
we found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and college sports.
I am here to build bridges,
I'm here to promote inclusion,
to embrace diversity,
to learn from others.
I'm here to support my community.
I'm here to lift people up,
to engage,
to listen.
I am here to grow.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Spurgeon.
An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
I'm here to make a difference.
I'm here to create.
To innovate.
to do research that matters.
I am here to continue asking questions.
To continue learning.
To expand my horizons.
I am here to grow.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
I'm here to get more than a degree.
I'm here to explore.
To connect. To learn.
I am here to forge a new path.
To push myself. To set goals and achieve them.
I am here to win.
I am here to grow.
Halftime here at Burnaby's West Gym, home of the Simon Fraser Red Leafs and the men's basketball team for SFU, trailing 34-31 at the half here in this GNAC men's basketball game. My name is Wilson Wong, here with Jacob Lazar, the man who has the halftime stats for us.
Yeah, Wilson. So, we talked about early, maybe halfway through that first half, how efficient Central Washington was. They still shot 55.6% from the field by the end, but noticeably they are now 2 for 7 from 3, so they're not getting the deep balls to drop, and I think that's a big reason why their lead's only at 3 right now. They had a few opportunities to really pull ahead. I'm curious to see what Central Washington does in the second half from beyond the arc. They have the lead, and if they've got the ability to attack the basket and earn their points in the paint, I want to see how much they stick to that, or if they're going to start resorting to shooting from deep and trying to get those shots to drop. From the SFU side, again, same sort of story. 3 for 12 from three-point range is just not good enough. Joven Rye hit a clutch 3 right near the end of that first half, and then a steal and a score. It was a great last minute and 10 seconds or so for Joven Rye. I'm curious to see how much playing time he's going to get here in the second half. He's a guy that doesn't get a ton of opportunities on the floor, but he takes advantage when he does. Played 10 minutes in that first half. That's certainly above what he's used to. But realistically, he was one of SFU's most efficient players at both ends of the floor. Had a couple of rebounds as well. He's a guy I'm going to look to see what Coach Hansen does with him for the rest of this game, if he leaves him in there as that spark plug to hopefully get SFU back in front.
David Penny with 10 points to lead SFU on 5 of 8 shooting. And the leading scorer for Central Washington is Isaiah Banks with 8 shots. Also of note, Gilbert has 4 assists, and SFU has 4 blocks in that first half, and Central Washington with 3. The biggest lead for the Wildcats was 10 with about minute 45 to go in that first half. And then after that point, SFU went on a 7-0 run and is now within 3 points, 34-31. And so great response there by the Red Leafs in the face of adversity. And one of the players that was brought in during that run was Victor Radachai, and he immediately came into the game and produced a block and then a basket to make it 1 of 1 from the field, and then for him +4 in terms of the scoring margin when he was on the floor. So that, again, could be something else to look out for on the SFU side.
Yeah, he's a player who I was a little surprised when I saw him come out. I wasn't sure if he was injured maybe, but he looked good in his 1 minute 18, and he's going to start the second half on the floor for SFU, as does Joven Rye. So Coach Hanton riding the hot hands right now, hoping to pick right up where they left off in the first half.
So just before they get started, I will give you some out-of-town scores. Western Washington on the men's side leading Northwest Nazarene at the half 40-26, and we'll give you the rest of them in just a little bit, because we are underway in the second half with Central Washington 3 points in front and with the ball here. Gilbert, baseline pass, and an easy lay-in for the Wildcats. It's Banks for 2, so he reaches double digits in the game and gives Central Washington a 36-31 lead.
Slipped right in behind the SFU defense and had himself a nice easy 2 points.
And on that time, Radachai finding Penny, but the reverse layup does not go. Oladele, though, makes the second chance opportunity pay off with a 3, and SFU within 2 points.
It was an offensive rebound for Victor Radachai after he made a really nice pass to get rid of that ball. So he's dialed in right now, I would say.
3 ball on the way, in and out. Unlucky there for Central's McNeil. And on the rebound, it looks like it will be a foul.
Oh, it's going to Radachai, and the SFU bench is not very happy about that call. It's a tough one for Victor. I think I don't know. I'd like to see a replay of that. It looked like they maybe just got a little bit tangled up under the basket on that rebound, but I didn't think it was warranting of a foul either way.
See if Central can take advantage here. Banks finding room inside, working against right. Loose ball, Paquette is fouled. And the SFU coaching staff a little puzzled at what's been going on here.
And
so that's my mistake.
They counted that. It looked like Radicai was touching the rim, and it's going to be 2 points for Central Washington. Yeah, that was just an odd possession there. Not something we see every day.
Wright gets the pass back to Radicai, and Radicai called for the foul.
Wow.
Offensive foul, turnover, and so unfortunately for Victor, we talked about how he might make an impact in this game, and then very quickly coming out in the second half has taken 2 fouls.
And I don't know. I don't think both of them were deserved, and that was a tough one there. Probably the right call, but definitely tough if you're SFU when that shot goes in.
Top of the circle, 3, no good. Rye quickly down to Oladele. Emmanuel trying to get that shot to go, and he does. Great control, great play there by Emmanuel Oladele, and then Radicai with a block.
Doing what he does best on the defensive end, getting up there and getting his hands on those balls.
And Radicai steps on the end line. So with all that stuff that's been going on, SFU has actually gotten slightly closer now, 38-36.
It's a wild opening 2 minutes here in the second half. So much has happened in such little time, and the pace has been frantic coming out of the break.
Gilbert, little runner, gets it the drop. So he's certainly been the focus of the Central Washington offense since he's been running the point guard position, and that time he gets on the scoreboard with a 2. Penny looking to respond. Radicai, long 2, just off the front rim. Gilbert down for Central. Behind the back pass. Hector, top of the circle, no good. Penny gets the rebound. Outlet to Jamal Wright, 1-on-2, so he'll go back, finds Penny, cutting through the middle of the paint. David Penny scores, and we're within 2 here again. The 2 teams not creating much separation. They're responding to each other's best punches on offense. Gilbert nearly loses the ball. Finds Paquette, quick jumper, no good. Hits the back of the rim, and Penny for SFU. Oladele, sideline 3, looks good. SFU back in front, 41-40. SFU was up by 1 with 11:48 to go before halftime. So matching their biggest lead of the game at 1 point. Hook shot, no good from the blocks from Central's Paquette. Penny now looking to add to the Red Leafs lead. 4 minutes gone in the second half. Penny has the ball knocked away, but looks like Paquette will be assessed a foul.
And looks like we're going to get our first timeout on the floor here, Wilson.
So a media timeout. And we're going to take a short break here. 15:57 to go in the second half. SFU now back in front, 41-40 over Central Washington. Welcome back to the West Gym here in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. Thank you for watching some GNAC men's basketball and spending time with us here on Red Leafs TV. Wilson Wong here with Jacob Lazar as we are back underway here in this SFU men's basketball game against Central Washington. 2 shots on the way for junior guard David Penny out of Guelph, Ontario. First foul shot is good. David Penny, one of the 3 players on this basketball team with Filipino heritage, and we're going to celebrate that in SFU's next game against Western Oregon. Foul shot missed, but the team rebound.
It looked like Lefebvre got his hands on that cleanly and then poked away, but SFU will keep the ball.
It will be SFU possession. Now they're going to try to figure out what the right time on the shot clock should be. Penny finding Oladele. Being guarded very closely. Oladele jump stop. And we're going to see a foul. Central Washington all signaling for travel.
Good to see Oladele up. He hit the ground pretty hard there. He's a big boy. It's to be expected, and he pops right back up onto his feet.
First foul going to Noah Pepper, wearing number 32 for Central. He is now guarding Penny right now. Oladele. Back to Penny, who has the ball. Looking to go to his right, stepping back. Couple of dribbles and then drives short on the shot. Jeanette with the rebound. Banks now at center, being guarded by Penny. Gets past him. Looking to go baseline. Now double team, pass inside, out to the wing. Swung around the horn, 3-ball on the way. Hits the front rim and rolls off the other side. Quick outlet pass, Lefebvre lays it in, and SFU ahead 44-40.
Central Washington looks like they're in a bit of a shooting slump right now. You can see their bench getting a little anxious. Definitely some frustration. So we'll see what they do to break out of this, how they maybe simplify their game a little.
Gilbert being checked by Rye, over to Banks. Paquette against Oladele. A great pass down low, finding Banks cutting through on the right side.
And right when I mentioned simplify the game, get the ball into the post, work your guy down a little, and then, find that open man cutting to the basket. That was beautiful, clean basketball by the Wildcats.
Motion on offense, making good hard cuts with pace, and they get rewarded. Right, strong on that turnaround shot. And Gilbert now with the ball for the Wildcats. Looking to his left. And then he'll step back towards the center line. Great court awareness, I think, we see in this player from Central Washington.
Yeah, I remember us talking about how in the first half he was running around a lot, but staying in bounds, using the space that he has.
And looking for 3, hits the back iron. Penny. Oladele. Dribbling out of the corner, now finding Lefebvre on the baseline. Face up to the bucket, jumper on the way, over the rim, and Gilbert now has a 3-on-2 break, right to the hoop. Jeanette, I think, will have that bucket count on another goaltending. Although I believe, now to the naked eye, it looked like it might have been a travel, but obviously the referees did not call that.
Now back at the on the beginning of that possession there, SFU didn't get the ball to George Lefebvre. They looked like they had a mismatch. It seemed like it was Brock Gilbert, the guard, trying to defend Lefebvre down on the block, and they didn't get the ball to him until that switch happened, and then Lefebvre's shot misses. So, I want to see what SFU can do to try and take advantage of those mismatches when they get them.
Stone block, gets the loose ball and goes up for 2 and gets the layup and the foul.
Great work by Zach Stone under the basket. he's such a fun player to watch. Obviously, he's a big guy and he can use that size near the rim, but also he's got that smooth three-point shot as well. And he's fun to watch at all three levels, and good passer too, especially when he's up around the perimeter. He's got a nice touch for someone with his size.
And now he'll go to the foul line with SFU up 46-44. Makes good on that one, and SFU ahead by 3. Biggest lead of the game here. Stone shooting 86% from the free throw line, and as we talked about, great from outside as well. Limited opportunities, but shooting 41% from 3. That time, another inside bounce pass leading to an easy layup for Central Washington, who are back within 1. Oladele, Penny, Stone at the foul line, finds Penny. Penny lays it in for Jamal Wright, who dunks it down for 2.
That was a great dunk by Wright. He was well covered. I mean, if you're Central Washington, you can't ask for much better defense than that. Anything more probably would have resulted in a foul. That's just good, hard-earned bucket by number 15 in White.
Brizzy scores in the layup, and looks like he landed awkwardly and is down on the floor.
Looks like he's holding his ankle. He came down a little funny. I mean, we just said Jamal Wright, good, hard-earned basket. I mean, hey, no different at the other end of the floor there for Brizzy. That was a great little move to get around Stone and get that shot to drop. And yeah, he's being helped off the floor. So hopefully it's not serious and he can get some treatment on the sideline. That was, those are always the scary ones when you just land awkwardly, especially as someone that big. It's a lot of weight going down on that ankle.
Well, you have basically no anticipation, no way to kind of brace for it. So he is at the bench, and some of the SFU training staff as well heading over to help out. So hopefully nothing too bad there, as we are once again in a 1-point game. SFU up by 1, 49-48. Central Washington on defense here. Demakilangan looking to find Radachai, now outside the perimeter. Radachai going to his left and handing off to Oladele. 6 to shoot. Oladele drives to the hoop, off the glass, and scores.
Great finish by the true freshman. He's so comfortable attacking the rim like that, and as he gets a little more mature, a little stronger with age, he's going to be a fun player to watch.
Executing like a veteran on the offensive end, but Jeanette also doing well to score with very little space inside. And gets his team back within 1. 16 on the shot clock. Penny, Radachai. Finds Penny, elbow. Demakilangan, jump pass inside, knocked away. Jeanette curling at the elbow. Paquette, Jeanette. Blocked by Radachai. 3-pointer, good from the sideline.
There's Noah Pepper for 3 after Jeanette grabbed his own rebound off the block. And that's great work by Central Washington, taking advantage of that situation, getting some second chance points and regaining the lead on the 3-pointer.
So it leads us to a media timeout, 10:37 to go in the second half. And Central Washington has regained the lead on that last 3. They now are ahead by a score of 53-51 over SFU. And we're going to take a short break here and come back with the rest of this last half of play. Welcome back to GNAC Men's Basketball on Red Leafs TV. My name is Wilson Wong here with Jacob Lazar. SFU trailing 53-51 with 10:37 on the clock here in the second half. Some out-of-town scores for you in GNAC Men's Basketball. Seattle Pacific at home earlier today defeated Montana State Billings 72-59. Western Oregon with a 61-59 win at home against Alaska. And St. Martin's also at home defeating Alaska Anchorage 100-73. And of course, Western Washington also leading. So SFU, I think, hoping that all the home teams hold court here. Radachai inside. See if that was a block there, but
looked like it was. A lot of traffic in the paint, though. It was a tough finish for Radachai.
Nonetheless, CWU with the ball. And a foul at the elbow.
And it looks like we're heading right back into another timeout. Yeah.
All right. I think we're gonna
keep it here. Yeah.
We're gonna let you know that Western Washington is leading Northwest Nazarene in the second half by a score of 49-34. I had to wait for my BlackBerry to update the score there from Bellingham. 15:58 to go in the second half there, so we're just a little bit ahead of the Vikings down Highway 99 and the I-5. SFU trailing 53-51 in a game that's been back and forth all the way. Central Washington led by as much as 10 points late in the first half, but immediately the Red Leafs came back and cut that lead to 3 going into the mid-game break. So it has been very closely contested all the way through, although Central Washington, despite leading by just 2, has led this game for over 22 minutes. And SFU with the lead for about 6. There have been 4 lead changes, and everything else just all the stats pretty even here across the board. Leading scorers in this game, Banks with 12 for Central Washington, 13 each for Oladele and Penny of SFU. Central with the ball, Jeanette handing off to Gilbert. Gilbert spins inside, finds Paquette for the easy two-handed play-in. It's a 4-point lead for the Wildcats. Radachai working against Paquette. Right. Now with possession, handing off to Penny. Penny, Radachai. Spinning to his left. Out to Rye. 9 to shoot in this possession. Rye going baseline. Look to pass, then goes reverse layup against Paquette and scores.
Great finish by Jovan Rye under the basket. He's been on today. That's about all I can say. He's always got the energy, but his ability to finish and shoot today is definitely him contributing at the top of his game.
7 points for Rye, and has actually now moved into third place on the roster here in terms of scoring for SFU. Floater no good, and Central Washington looking for the fast break. SFU doing a good job of getting back on defense. Gilbert working against Radachai. Now Wright will take over. Jeanette leaning back, jumper no good. Rebound tipped by Penny to Radachai. Back to Penny, finding Oladele open in the corner. Gets the bounce. And SFU back in the lead, 56-55.
It's Oladele's spot. He loves those corner threes and gives SFU the lead again.
Gilbert Pepper working against Radachai. Out to the wing. Now into the foul line, turnaround shot nicely converted there by Banks.
He's done it a few times tonight, hasn't he? Where he's had a hand in his face and he was moving, and it's a tough shot to hit and makes it look easy.
And once again, SFU calling a timeout. And again, back and forth we go. 57-56 Central ahead by 1 at this point.
And I noticed Breezy was trying to give it a go behind, in behind the baseline there, shuffling around.
First foul shot is good from Paquette. Second shot from Paquette, who shoots 74% from the foul line. On the floor for SFU as that one goes down. On the floor for SFU, you've got Radachai, Oladele, Penny, Jovan Rai, and Jamal Wright. On the court for Central, you've got Paquette wearing number 25, Gilbert, Hector, McNeil, and it looks like over on that far side it's Banks. Radachai off from the left side doesn't go, and the rebound rolls out of bounds, and it will be Central ball.
And I'm just going to apologize to the viewers. We did lose connection there for a few minutes, but everything should be back up and running now. And
can I attribute that to just, when you're on top of a mountain, mysterious things happen?
Yeah, we'll say that's the reason. Yeah.
So glad to be back and glad to be able to bring you the final 5 minutes of this one. Central leading by 6. Now cannot get that shot to go. The Central bench just asking excitedly for a foul. SFU will see if they can take advantage, but Central could not convert there. Oladele, Rai. Jovan Rai to the hoop, has a ball knocked away, but it will be Radachai on the follow-up. Put back. Radachai gets his team within 4. Gilbert. McNeil, jumper, doesn't go, but he draws the foul.
And the SFU bench is not very happy with that call, and we're going to head into immediate timeout before the free throws.
Some of the players just coming off the floor and a little bit puzzled, I think, with some of the stuff that's going on, but that is kind of what happens. Something new you have to face every time you get out there. And this one, another exciting game between Central and SFU, 63-59. And we're just going to keep it here after the timeout was called. I'm just going to go over, hand out this stat sheet to the SFU bench, and I'll be right back. Under 4 minutes to go here at the West Gym. SFU men's basketball trailing Central Washington 63-59 in this GNAC men's basketball game. And we thank all the fans that showed up today in person here to watch this game. Attendance of 464 tonight, and we thank all of you who are watching and listening to us here. Hope you've enjoyed this game. It's been close all the way through. Central led by as many as 10 late in the first half. SFU immediately cut that lead to 3 going into the break. And the lead right now, 5 points for the Wildcats. They have led for most of this game, but SFU has definitely not let them build any huge runs here to let them control the play here. Oladele looking for someone inside and goes out to Rai. Moves the ball over to Penny. 6 to shoot. Penny inside, leans in, and it's going to be a travel.
It's a tough one for David Penny. Late in the shot clock, he had to try and make something happen as quick as possible. He just couldn't get the ball out of his hands in time.
The SFU fans trying to help on defense here, getting some more noise going. McNeil open for 3. Oh, in and out the rebound. Paquette goes up, and he draws the foul.
There's going to be some big free throws for Central Washington. The lead at 5, chance to extend it to 7 with 3:05 left. I mean, we saw SFU and how they finished that first half, so 7 by no means locks this game up, but it certainly puts you in a good position, for the last 3 minutes. It gives you the opportunity to kill some clock, play a little bit more comfortably.
And the first foul shot goes off the front rim and rolls off. Paquette's a 74% free throw shooter. Second leading scorer on this team. Second one, rattles out. No points on that trip to the foul line. So it remains a 2-possession game. Penny in the half court for SFU. Gets a screen from Radachai. Back across to Oladele. 9 to shoot. Radachai spins to the baseline, goes inside, gets the ball knocked back to him, then loses it. It's McNeil one-on-one to the hoop. It's in a foul that is going to be on the ground, so that bucket will not count.
So SFU had the mismatch there, and Radachai just couldn't quite get the ball out of his hands. The pass was tipped. It was loose. He tried to jump on it, and it was a tough one for SFU. They got the look they wanted, but with 2:33 left, it's not going to be easy to come back if you're not capitalizing on those looks.
Radachai called for his 4th foul, and this time McNeil at the foul line. He actually has a lower percentage than Paquette, but makes good on that first one. He shoots 57.7%. Makes both.
Makes both, yeah. And that's a tough thing when you put a team in the bonus, and that foul on the floor sends the guy to the line, and he hits both shots.
66-59. Central Washington in front. 2:18 to go in regulation time. Wright at the foul line. His defender falls down, and Wright nails that jumper.
He kind of gave a little shrug too, like how did that happen? How did I get so wide open? And good for Jamal to hit that shot. That was much needed for the Red Leafs.
SFU within 5. Less than 2 minutes to go. Gilbert being guarded by Lefebvre. Central Washington definitely going to use up the clock here. Gilbert finds Paquette. Jumper, good.
Some good defense from Oladele. That was just a great shot.
Great execution by Central Washington. And they're back up by 7. A minute and a half to go now. Time running out for SFU. Penny spinning. Right. Back into the middle. Penny. 10 to shoot. Penny against Paquette to the hoop. And it's a block No call, ball out of bounds, staying with SFU, and Penny looks like he's
slow to get up.
Slow to get up there, yeah.
There's 6 left on the shot clock for SFU, so they'll have to be quick. Penny now back up to his feet. The entire SFU bench was looking for a foul there, but it sounded like Central Washington got ball. I don't know. I'd like to see a replay on that one, see if that was clean, but regardless, you got to play with what the call was made.
Yeah, and 2 Wildcats went up, too. He wasn't just hit by one player. I think he definitely got hit by 2. But
hey, good defense by Central Washington. Make SFU earn that. Don't let Penny drive right through the paint and get an easy layup, and that's exactly what they did. Their defense is certainly locking it down here, up 7 with only 72 seconds left on the clock.
And I think we're going to inbound the ball now.
Yeah.
Penny has a little smile there, looking to throw the ball back into play, and it's finds Oladele. 5 to shoot, throws a shot up. That's going to be too strong. And Hector for Central gets the rebound, and Rye called for the foul in the backcourt. So SFU losing a close one on Thursday to Northwest Nazarene, and locked in another close battle here against Central Washington. But it's a 7-point game with the Wildcats in front, and Gilbert now going to the line for 2 shots. Gilbert shooting 64% on the year. Rattles the first one home. 69-61, Central Washington. Second one good as well, and it's a 9-point game. Wildcats looking to leave Canada with the win here. Oladele looking to drive. Leaner goes off the back rim. He gets a nice bounce, and then a timeout called by SFU. The Red Leafs down 70-63.
We saw SFU go on that 7-0 run to end the first half. They had a little more time on the clock than this, and of course they were down 9 and just had to hit that runner by Oladele. So it won't be easy. You're going to have to rely on some missed free throws by Central Washington. So if you're the Wildcats, you can get this game locked up at the line. But, Wilson, on Thursday, this SFU team, again, they were down late. They were trying to pull a win out. They ended up losing by 2. Are we going to see some more heroics here late? And is the team going to learn anything from how that game ended? They missed a lot of shots there and were relying on offensive rebounds to give themselves second opportunities to get that game within 2 points. What's the approach going to be offensively? And are these young players, especially on SFU, a lot of whom are their big 3-point shooters, are they going to be able to come up clutch and claw back into this game with only 47 seconds left?
And post-game comments from head coach Steve Hansen talked about just the fact that that his team maybe didn't have as many players as Northwest Nazarene who are experienced in the battles of the GNAC and the battles down the stretch in close games, and that maybe Northwest Nazarene just had a few more experienced players. We'll see, and that the fact that they really did have to keep learning and keep fighting through this and keep getting that experience before they can earn a win and gut out a win, as he talked about. Central inbound. Gilbert gets past a couple of defenders, curls back towards center. Gilbert being checked by Rye. Rye trying to steal the ball from Gilbert and finally fouls him.
I mean, that's tough. Central Washington able to draw a lot of time off the clock. They get sent to the line anyways. I understand what SFU is trying to do. They'll go for the steal. You're down 7. You need some free possessions out of that. But time will be their biggest enemy now.
Gilbert makes the first. And now Gilbert looking to make this a 9-point gap, and does not get the bounce. Rebound taken by Penny. Penny intended for Oladele, and I believe the ball was just tipped out. I think that was Pepper, who kind of gave out a yell. I wonder if he was just frustrated that he couldn't make the full interception.
Yeah, if he gets that clean, he's got a free path to the basket to put the game away.
But the ball was leading him back towards his own bucket. It would have been very hard. Penny, 18 to shoot. Oladele on the turnaround, no good. The ball bouncing back to Central, and looks like the Wildcats will get the win here. 71-63 they lead, and it looks like they will come out of the West Gym with a triumph here over SFU. Central will improve to 8-10 on the year and 4-6 in conference play. Part of a big log jam right in the middle of the pack there. SFU falling to 1-8 and 6-13 overall. And
sorry, Wilson. It's been a tough run here for SFU, and obviously they had a nice win up in Fairbanks against the University of Alaska, but still looking to find a way to win a GNAC game here on their home court. But hopefully they can get some learnings out of this. And
there, Jamal Wright with a follow-up dunk off the Penny miss, and it looks like time will run out for SFU as they fall 72-65 to Central Washington. The Red Leafs will now get ready for 2 games next week at home. Filipino Heritage Night against Western Oregon on Thursday at 7 p.m. here at the West Gym. And then on Saturday, they will host St. Martin's at 7 p.m. For Central Washington, they also will host. They'll have Seattle Pacific next weekend at 7:30, and then on Thursday, and Montana State Billings at 6:15 on Saturday evening. And we are just going to get some stats for you before we head out. And I'm just going to pull that stat sheet here. Unofficial final stats. 18 points for Oladele on 7 of 11 shooting, 4 of 6 from 3. He also had 5 rebounds, which tied for the team lead. 4 players with 5 rebounds. And 13 points for David Penny. He also had 3 assists. As for Central Washington, 14 points for Banks, 13 points, 4 rebounds for Paquette, and 10 points for McNeil, 8 rebounds for Jeanette to lead all players in this game, and also, maybe the leading headline for Central Washington, 11 assists from Brock Gilbert on a pretty good night for him. He also had 8 points and 5 rebounds to lead Central Washington. The Wildcats went 29 of 56 in the game, so shooting just under 52%, and 20% from 3 and 61% from the foul line. SFU going 44% from the field overall, 35% from the three-point line, and 60% from the free throw line. Rebounds, 33 for SFU, 34 for Central Washington, and bench points tied at 23 points in the paint, 44-42 for the Wildcats. Turnovers, 13 points from turnovers, 13-8 in favor of Central Washington. 12 turnovers to 11. SFU just with 1 more, so very evenly matched in terms of the stats, and the Wildcats will get to leave with a win, though, 72-65. And with that, we're going to sign off. For Jacob Lazar, I'm Wilson Wong. Have a great rest of your weekend.